Who is Melchizedek? The high priest of the Most High God, the King of righteousness and also the King of peace, the unbegotten one. David, being possessed by the Holy Spirit, declares Christ to be a priest according to the likeness of Melchizedek. He says, "Thou art a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." Great is the mystery of godliness, God was manifest in the flesh. That is, Jesus Christ through the priestly order of Melchizedek. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed Abram, and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, who made heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, who delivered your enemies into your hand." And Abram gave Melchizedek a tenth of all the loot he had recovered. Melchizedek blessed Abram and fed him bread and wine, and declared himself to be the king of Salem, which is known today as Jerusalem. Jesus bears the likeness of him. Melchizedek continues to be a priest without interruption and without successor. And Melchizedek made himself known to Abram as the king priest, the God-man, and Abram rejoiced to see him and was glad. Jehovah our God, he is God in heaven above, and in the earth beneath. Jehovah said to my Lord, "Sit at my right hand, until I make your enemies your footstool." Jehovah has sworn and he will not change his mind. You are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. For Christ is called the Son begotten by the Father and a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. As Melchizedek was both a king and a priest, so this effect cannot be accomplished on any king save only Christ. For Christ was consecrated by God the Father as the author of our salvation, and an high priest forever, and therefore he is a man, though nonetheless he is far above all men. Christ is called the Son, begotten by the Father and a priest forever after the rank of Melchizedek. And Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have known my Father also, and from now on you know him and you have seen him." This saying shows unto us the nature, the will, and office of Christ. It is plain by this verse that to know God and to see God is the same thing. Now whereas John said before that no man saw God at any time, it is to be understood in this way: without Christ, or were it not through Christ, no man could ever see God, nor ever saw God, at any time. For the Son is a very concise and plain setting forth of the Father's nature to us. "I am the good shepherd, as the Father knows me and I know the Father, in the same way I know my sheep and they know me. And I am willing to die for them. There are other sheep which belong to me that are not in this sheepfold. I must bring them too, they will listen to my voice, and they will become one flock with one shepherd. The Father loves me because I am willing to give up my life, in order that I may receive it back again. No one takes my life away from me, I give it up of my own free will. I have the right to give it up, and I have the right to take it back. This is what my Father has commanded me to do." Christ is by the decree of the Father the only true shepherd of the true church, for he willingly gave his life for his sheep, and by his own power rose again to life. In this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. For it is the nature of God to love men, of which we have a most manifest proof above all other, in that of his only free and infinite goodwill towards us his enemies, he delivered to death, not a common man, but his own Son, indeed his only begotten Son. To the end that we being reconciled through his blood might be partakers in his everlasting glory. God showed his love for us by sending his only begotten Son into the world, so that we might have life through him. Christ come into the world as our high priest, after the likeness or manner of Melchizedek. There is much we have to say about this matter, but it is hard to explain to you, because you are so slow to understand. There has been enough time for you to be teachers, yet you still need someone to teach you the first lessons of God's message. Instead of eating solid food, you still have to drink milk. Anyone who has to drink milk is still a child, without any experience in the matter of right and wrong. Solid food, on the other hand, is for adults, who through practice are able to distinguish between good and evil, by which they understand and judge. We have this hope as an anchor for our lives. It is safe and sure, and goes through the curtain of the heavenly temple into the inner sanctuary, where Jesus has entered in for us, a forerunner having become a high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.